Well, I think I say it elsewhere as well, but I make sure you do get it here. The story referred to is not the Jesus story. It's the Christian story. It doesn't just dwell on whatsoever is good and lovely. On the contrary, the power behind it is the terrible suffering of crucifixion, of a good chap who you love and care for because he loves you. That's not what John 17's about. There's nothing to do with this. There's nothing to do with crucifixion. I'm out of here. I've finished the work. You know, the Christian has to say, what do you mean you finished the work? You haven't been crucified yet. You haven't been given as an offering for sin. You haven't suffered. It's not that the Christian wants Jesus to suffer, but he needs Jesus to suffer, and he's so grateful that Jesus does suffer. That's not John 17. We are sanctified, protected from the evil. Why? Because we believe the story of Jesus, which is that God's name is Dad. He loves us and cares for us, and we are his children. It's not that his children need to have a perfect sacrifice to get right with God. We are his children. He loves us as we are, and of course as we will be, because of his power and his love. Do you see? The Christian story is not the Jesus story. The Christian story is not without blessing and goodness, and not without curse and hardship and cost. It's a worldly story. In fact, it's a mystery cult story, perfectly fashioned, so to speak, not quite perfectly, but fashioned specifically for the Hebrew. And Hebrew religion itself was probably seeded by the Persians too. And this is being seeded by an emperor originally, and the others, who have, well, in the case of Constantine, Mithraic background, mystery cult background, that from their point of view has been a godsend to them. Constantine's not washing his hands of such. He's embracing another cult that's similar, one that's going to be fashioned specifically for his empire. Okay, he's taking Christianity, which is acceptable to swathes of his people, and he sees it as invaluable because it's like Mithraism. And he can run both, and does, and his coins show that. Don't worship religion. Religion is of the world. That doesn't make it bad. It just doesn't make it, well, the equal of the Jesus story. Now, I don't know what's added and what's not to the Jesus story, but I do know John 17 says, I've finished the work, and I'm now with you, and I want them to be with me where I am. What, about to be crucified? No, I don't think he means that. No. in the presence of God, sanctified, protected from evil. I mean, you can't say crucifixion isn't evil in itself. It's presented as an incredible blessing to you because it's paying a price that's going to keep you from eternal damnation. So, we can see why you're rejoicing. And it does come to your rescue in that sense. But it's not the eternal life and protection and love of our Heavenly Dad for his children. Do you see? It's not the Jesus story, at least of John 17. It only becomes the Jesus story if the addition of the crucifixion and so on, and the material birth of Jesus in the stable, and perhaps thrown in the belief in the Trinity, where Jesus is God in some way, but, how do you kill God? Which is exactly, of course, what the pagan argued. Said, what do you mean? You've killed God, and then you say, well, he's not really killed because he's resurrected. In which case you've lost the power of the fact that he suffered so much for you. And anyway, he was an infinite being who could go through crucifixion and not suffer. But presumably you're saying he chose to experience the suffering like a man. The whole thing's horrific, you see. We turn a blind eye in Christianity to its horrific content because we value that which meets our self-interest, that we're saved by such. So I'm supposed to thank God that the Father crucified Jesus, had him crucified, that we might be rescued. It's an horrific sort of fix that it puts us in. We have to have blind faith that in some sense it's going to be okay. It's all right. Well, it is all right, because the true story, the Jesus story, should be, in a sense, the Jesus story, as in John 17. And if necessary, I'll narrow it right down to John 17. But I think it includes much that's in not just John's Gospel, but in the Gospels. And even bits of it are in Paul. But not much compared to this enlightenment. Wow. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.